Okay, in today's video, we're critiquing the hilarious Bob Does Sports golf swing. You asked for it in the last video, so we are bringing it to you today. We're gonna look at his golf swing, offer him some suggestions that'll help him, but also might help you. Plus, we're gonna rate his golf swing as well.
Right, okay, so as always, we're gonna have a little bit of a look at what he's doing on the golf course. Sit back and enjoy. That sounded good.
This is a nice shot, actually.
That sounded lovely.
I think this video is with him. He's the only person playing.
He's ML'd it.
All his mates are just giving him hype.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can strike it.
Please go. Get up there. Travel. Get up there. Come on. That is fine.
I like how his mates are actually really trying to help him. They're giving some encouragement on this.
Is it like that every week?
No.
Ah.
It's going to work out.
A low heel. It's going to work out. That's exactly what you want to hear off the shot, don't you?
I'm sure they're normally laughing. Oh.
Even you just heard that, oh.
Is that a retweet?
I think so, right?
Is that a retweet?
Yep.
That's really good. Nice.
He's got some good.
I can move, decent guy. That's good. That's a good.
Motion.
That was a tough tee shot with that water.
Ooh, he's played
It's going to work out really good.
I think we spoke to someone the other day, and that would define that as a piss missile.
Oh,
Likes a draw.
come on.
What a draw they're saying. They're giving him
This
some.
is early.
I know. Look at that.
Oh, started
That's
left.
got to go left, surely.
That started left. Oh yeah, it's zooming left.
Seeing some low, seeing some left.
You're off the green.
Oh,
That'll work.
that was a sky because it's gone off the screen on that
A
one.
little high on the face. Hit the fairway. Ish.
That sucks.
Yes.
Yeah, interesting. Even from that clip there, that's about as much of a front-on view I think we've got.
He's blew the green.
Bunker.
Oh my sweet.
Okay, we've seen enough there. Let's take a look. Let's break it down a little closer. Let's take a closer look.
Do you know what I'm seeing, especially when you're playing golf there? Look, we've not spoken to Bob. We've never met him actually. We don't know what the bad shots are other than what we've seen there. So we can only really go on what we've seen and what we see in the golf swing. Definitely low and left looks like an issue. Irons, short irons, hitting them too far.
Sky as driver as well.
Sky the driver. A hook a lot with the driver. Probably can't quite launch it in the air that well. And you can definitely see why when it comes to the golf swing. So, and there was even a video as well. In the video we just saw, we haven't really got a front-on view to show you, but you could see there was one clip of the front-on. And I'll say now his upper body turn looked really short. You'll probably find that gets worse when the pressure gets on and the banter gets higher. But when I look at this golf swing here, setup-wise, it's nice enough. Again, it's quite a long way from the golf ball for an iron, so that would be definitely something you potentially could look at some point. And by the way, with this, we're going to go through all of the bits that we see and how they can affect things. But obviously, as we carry on through the video, we'll show you exactly what we would work on. The grip looks, again, a little bit off at this stage. We can't exactly see it that well, but we definitely know by the time he swings the club back to pretty much what we would say waist high parallel point one, that leading edge of the golf club there, you can see, we would ideally like that to be parallel to the spine angle. Somewhere around there. That's quite strong. So straight away when I look at his hands now, his hands actually look pretty good where they're positioned relative to his body turn, but that club face is really closed. So his grip has to be strong. Whether it's both hands, there definitely has to be a strong grip.
You can see there's a strengthen on the grip there.
Absolutely. Other thing I'm looking at here, when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing, well, the lower body's not really doing a great deal. There's not really any rotation happening from that lower body, or very little rotation, should I say. Maybe great for a Rory McIlroy, but maybe for someone who's trying to break 80 and the way that Bob moves, maybe we need to be a little bit better. A little bit more rotation at that stage there. Well, let's carry on. Let's just keep looking at the club face, actually, as we get to the top of the backswing. Again, this is just confirming that this club face is going to be being affected by the grip, because you can see his lead forearm and the lead wrist, they're quite nice and flat. A lot of people would strive for that, but that club face is very closed. So that means there's definitely a grip issue. There's no re-gripping going on as he's swinging. So closed club face because of the grip. A couple other things at the top as well. We can see that, again, maybe not enough rotation in that lower body. So there's definitely an issue from rotation in his backswing, and his arms are quite, just have sticky armpits or something, because these arms are really in tight and you can see very narrow.
Not much width in this
No
ride.
real width, no real width in that backswing. So whether you work at that straight away, we'll show you obviously the order we would go in, but that would be definitely something we'd want to do in the future, but maybe not straight away. Let's have a look at the downswing, and this is where I actually kind of like it. And one thing we always say this, when we have a club face that we see is quite strong, think of a Dustin Johnson, for example, it forces you to move the body well in the downswing. It forces you to rotate in your downswing and move to the target in order to try and square the club face. So you can see as he's swinging down here, he actually moves really quite nicely. Yeah, we can see there's a good bit of rotation here when you're striking the golf ball. So when we saw some of those shots, he was kind of puring those shots. That can happen as a result of doing this. The problem is he's always fighting that face being closed, which means it could be left and it could be a little bit low as well. As he gets to the top of his backswing, just look at his knees. They kind of push forward, so he kind of squats with both knees toward the ball as he's getting to the top of his backswing. So as he's getting to the top, that's no good because it's not allowing him to finish his rotation. So that'll be blocking off that rotation from the pelvis as well.
I just think that that's often linked. So when we see that little dip with the knees under rotation of the body, these arms can get quite narrow. And from one of the face-on ones that you mentioned earlier, Pierce, it just looked very armsy. Short with the turn, very narrow. It's so hard to time there. The synchronization of his arms and body is out. And he can hit hooks, he can hit skies, and it brings in the misses to be a lot. Whereas we were always working with, if we can get a really nice synchronized backswing, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, sure.
There's actually some really nice things going on in there as well. He moves really nicely on the way down, but I definitely think there's some things that we can help with, which we're going to show you in a moment. But before we do, Pierce, let's rate it. Let's go with freedom first, out of 10.
I mean, it moves decent. I think the freedom's pretty, yeah, I would say it's a 7. It seems like it flows okay. I think the downswing flows really well, considering what he's doing in his backswing. There's no real adjustments he's making in the downswing.
Doesn't look over technical.
No, he's working real hard on the downswing, which I actually really like.
So 7 out of 10.
7, it would be higher if the backswing was tidier.
Okay, so simplicity.
Simplicity, because of that club face being, no, do you know what, actually? I think 6.5. I think because that club face is strong, as we say, it's making him move really well in the way down. So that it's quite simple what he has to do. But again, once you tidy up the backswing, it's going to help. So 6.5.
He's been generous. I would have said a little lower.
I'm not going to be that generous on the next one.
Okay, the next one, versatility from iron to driver.
I don't think you can drive well with this. I just think you're going to really struggle. I think you can hit great irons. We've even seen, hole-in-one. I've seen him hit that. A hole-in-one was phenomenal.
Oh my God, please be good. You're right. Oh my God, remember.
Oh my God.
Go in the hole. No, no! Go in the hole.
Oh! Oh my God!
So it's so cool when you see that and they're filmed. But Bob, you're going to struggle with driver. You're being held back so much on that. 4.
4 out of 10.
4 for that.
Okay.
Just because I'm it's probably,
It's right though. It's
I think
right.
that's, yeah.
It's right. So Bob, sort your driving out. We're going to show you the key things that will help you now. We're going to head to the Grand and give you some things to work on.
All right, so we're back at the Grand. Let's show you how we would change Bob's life. So the first thing we have to look at is the club face and why is it so strong? So it's into the grip. So Andy, if you can just take your grip. We don't know exactly what the right hand is doing. We think it's a little bit strong, a little bit too much underneath, but this left hand is absolutely too much on top, too many knuckles being showed. This is why we've got a Me and My Golf glove. We're gonna send you one of these gloves, Bob, don't worry. So ideally in this, when Andy's looking down, for you, Bob, it would be more of these sort of 2 knuckles here showing, and you can probably see all 4 knuckles on that one.
Yeah, and this is why the club face for Bob gets a little shut on the way back here. That face is looking at the ground, and when we get to the top of the swing, it's looking towards the sky. And this is why we've seen, a hook. This is why we've seen the ball go really low. So you're really robbing yourself of club face control. You can work around it, but if you didn't hook it and didn't hit it too low, we wouldn't change it. But certainly neutralizing the grip would make a big difference to that club face.
So let's show you how we would actually do that. So the first thing, whenever we're doing any sort of grip changes, think of like Scotty Scheffler. He really looks at his grip all the time when he's playing. So he holds the club up in the air like so. He puts his left hand on, so it's running through the fingers there. We've got 1 knuckle, 2 knuckle. You might have 3 knuckles showing there potentially.
You can just about see the 3rd knuckle here,
Perfect.
but I can certainly see the 2 blue indicators here.
Beautiful.
And my thumb is ever so slightly down the right. It's not all the way around the right like I think Bob's is. So if we can get it a little bit more neutral here, and then the right hand can be neutral as well, getting the V between the thumb and forefinger up towards the shoulder, now we've got a great neutral grip. Now we've got a chance to control the club face.
It's almost like you're shaking hands with somebody when you're holding that golf club there. Okay, so when you drop it down there now, Andy, we can now see, as you're looking down now, you see the two indicators, the blue indicators, but you can't really see this knuckle
No,
here.
just the two.
And as you say, that V there is going up to that right shoulder. Beautiful.
That's a neutral grip there.
That's more of a neutral grip. So just take your setup to an imaginary ball. With this said now, the club is probably going to look a little bit more like this in the backswing. We can now see this leading edge is going to be a little bit nearer to parallel to his spine angle as opposed to yours, Bob, which is all the way face pointing down to the ground.
And then when we go to the top, it'll be similar to the lead forearm at the top. And this just helps create that consistency and presents a decent loft on the shot.
Yeah.
If you've got this looking at the sky, you need to be super strong and mobile in order to deliver that club face squarely.
Kind of like a DJ, but Bob's an athlete like DJ, isn't he? I see what
He's
he
an
eats.
athlete. He's an
I see what he
athlete
eats
in
on
maybe
Instagram.
drinking, I think.
So set up again. So here's the warning that we may have with this. In fact, just face the camera again there, Andy. So whenever we get someone who's got a really closed club face and we neutralize their grip, often the ball will go a lot higher, like Andy says, but often it will go to the right. So just set up, Andy. So swing back. So all of the compensations that he would do in order to square the face, he doesn't need to do it now, so that face is jammed wide open, so that ball's going to go miles right and high. So what we need to do is we need to understand now that we have the freedom to release the club on the way through and allow the toe to pass the heel. You haven't got to hold it off now. So just show what that looks
I'm
like.
going to hit a shot here as well because
Yeah.
I think it's important, because we build a compensation around the club face. So if Bob were to neutralize the grip and then just hit a shot, he would just leave the face wide open because he'd be still trying to hold off the
Still
face
trying to stop it going left.
from before. So you could hit some shots, Bob, where you just literally, once the grip is good, you can start feeling that the right hand is passing over the left. You're releasing the toe over the heel. So now we can actually get some energy and release the toe past the heel. You need to do that, otherwise the ball's going to go to the right.
It's definitely most likely that's going to happen. So the grip is definitely the first thing we'd look at, but as we've said, matching up that release to that grip. Now, the next thing, this unique move that you have in your backswing with how you obviously squat when you swing back, but you don't really get a good amount of rotation. Yeah, it doesn't look so good. So anyway, Andy, face the camera. Let's get you doing one of our favorite drills. So this is a matchup drill. So we get this alignment stick, we lay it on the ground. That would be running kind of at sort of 90 degrees to your target line. Club across the shoulders, Andy. And you'll notice when he's doing this, it always kind of works better when you've got a little bit more of the club here visible to you. So a little bit more club onto the left-hand side. All Andy's going to do now is going to rotate into his backswing, focusing on making sure he's getting rotation from his hips. He's allowing his legs to move a little bit. And we're getting this golf club here matched up over the stick on the ground. Do that again, Andy, and just tell us what you're feeling.
So now there's a big, obviously, big rotation all from the core here. I'm really feeling it into the right leg now as I'm doing this. But one thing to note is when I'm doing this as well, there's no sitting down into that right leg. Yeah. If anything, when I turn this way, watch the right leg, it actually loses a little bit of flex as I rotate here. What we saw Bob doing was sort of going down, not turning, and then the arms sort of going like this. And when we rob our body of good rotation, the arms have got nowhere to go, so they just collapse. So this is probably our favorite drill to get the body moving in a good way and just priming the body, how it feels. And then I place the club in the hands now and go, let me feel that now. Okay, great. Look at the difference in the rotation that I've got here now. Massive in terms of the tempo. Yeah. We saw Bob's tempo, it looked fast. It was like a swipe of the arms. But as soon as you bring this in, it creates a bit of time and you'll create more speed, but it will actually look slower.
Absolutely. So set up again, Andy, just to actually face the same way you were just. So imagine this, you're probably going to feel when you're doing this properly that your head is actually going up. So you're going to feel as though you're actually lifted up when you're doing this. Like Andy said, that's when that hip is rotating and that right leg is extending. And ultimately, if you're not going down, it will feel like you're going up. So this is, for me, if you can do the grip and this matchup drill consistently, it's going to help change this pattern.
So let me hit a shot now here and just see. I'm just going to put the feeling in here where I'm feeling that turn is there. And you'll see the tempo of this. That turn just creates a little bit of a slower tempo.
When you're hitting these, that was nice. When you're hitting these, where are you say you're feeling, where are you feeling it? Where's that turn being felt for you?
So for me, it's always from belt buckle to where the microphone is, belt buckle and buttons on the shirt. I'm feeling this is working together. We saw really that this move here, when we go down here, it's hard to turn.
Yeah.
But now we're feeling as if we're almost getting, almost my chest looking back this way.
Okay, so that said, two really important things there, grip and how we then pivot in the way back. The third thing that we'd look at is the arms. As we said, and we saw those arms get really narrow, really close. It's like you got super glue under your armpits or something. Your arms are getting stuck in like an old T-Rex backswing. A lot of this happens because you're not obviously moving as we want in the backswing, but let's give you a drill, which is going to give you the feeling of a little bit more width. There we go.
This is what it looks like. When there's no turn, the arms will do this. And this is what we're seeing. It's long, narrow, out of sync. And this is where a lot of inconsistencies come from.
Killer. So set up for me, Andy. So Andy's still got the alignment stick on the ground. He's still going to be mindful of doing the matchup when he's doing the first part of this. So he's just going to get the golf club, just let it relax up by his shoulder. So he's now going to do his matchup. He's going to get the legs moving, the hips moving, getting the shoulder over the stick there. Then he's just going to push his hands and arms away from his body, creating that width, just moving out away from his body. As he rotates, now as he pushes, he doesn't move with it. He doesn't move his body over there anymore. He just pushes the arms out. So this is a great way of getting that feeling of getting a great rotation in the backswing, but then putting a little bit of width into it as well.
Exactly. Something we talk about all the time is creating an early turn in the backswing. If we turn early with the body, it's easy to create the width. But if we don't turn in this first part, the arms are going to collapse. So get this feeling of this sort of match up early with the body, and then we can feel that we've got these arms extended.
And as with all, really, the majority of golfers that we see on the lesson tee, even working with someone like Aaron Rai, the backswing is the real important part that we've got to work at. Because as we said, you moved really quite well on the way down, but it's actually because you had to because of the club face. But hopefully with these things combined, we'll be able to do that.
So again, have a go, and that's not that easy to do, but you can tee it up and have a go at that.
Unless you're a professional golfer like
Unless you're a
Andrew
professional
Proudman.
golfer like me. but then you can have a go at going, well, what does it feel like? I'm not going to do another one, by the way.
No, you hit a good
what
one
does
there,
it
to be
feel
fair.
like to be in this place? And then go, okay, well, now let me feel that. Let me feel the turn and the width. Boom. And then we can go, and we can even then progress to just sort of swinging back, stopping, and then going. So let me put the turn in here, feel the width. So back, turn, width. And we'll start to get a sense of where we need to be. And then you can blend it into the smoothness of this one-piece move, where this is leading the swing, not this.
It looked like that was one of them dancers. All right, Bob, if you've just watched that, that is absolutely going to change your life. Now, anyway, who should we have next?
Let us know in the comments down below. And if you want more coaching from us, if you want to halve your handicap, check out the Me and My Golf membership. And also, we do golf schools here, 2-day exclusive schools here at the Grand. Links are in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.